Okay. We are ready. Okay. So welcome everyone. Welcome the people here in the room and my virtual students. So this week I've been telling my story about my melancholy weekend, thinking about my dogs, who the two of which passed over the last 9 or 10 months, and missing them a lot and feeling, you know, the grief, the loss. And then, and I'm sure it's something Bill said, which was about how much joy these dogs have brought us and we started to laugh thinking about all the little things we were grateful for. And so it got me thinking about the power of gratitude as my spirit went from down in the dumps to all the way up high. And so I'd like us to practice today with gratitude in mind, with thinking about all the little things in your life that you're grateful for, all right? So close your eyes and let's come inside. And focus on your breath. And now begin to deepen your breath. And as you bring the air through your nostrils, that cool air through your nostrils, and allow it to fill up your lungs, think about breathing in gratitude. Think of one little thing in your life you're grateful for. And when you exhale, send that gratitude out to share with everyone around you. Inhale, breathe in. When we are conscious, and exhale, slow, long exhale. When we are conscious of a sense of gratitude, the people around you can feel it. The people you come in contact with, that beautiful sense of gratitude, it makes you more mindful. And it allows you to attract more of what you're grateful for, and then some. Continue with those deep breaths a few more times. And after your next exhale, return to your natural breath. And slowly open your eyes. Right. So we're going to begin with our side body stretch. So send your left arm to the right. Bend your right elbow. You want to make sure your elbow is bent so that your shoulder is away from your ear. Your shoulder isn't scrunched up. You want it nice and relaxed. And now lift your left arm straight up to the ceiling. Look up at your hand. And then send your arm all the way back behind you, behind your hips. Place the palm of your hand on the mat. You're going to lean on it, your fingers facing forward, and then bring your other hand in parallel with that, your first hand, and open up your heart with this back bend. Easy back bend. Spring off your hands and bring your left hand around to your right knee and turn to look over your right shoulder. Feel your middle body twisting, energizing your digestive system. Breathe in, lengthen your spine, crown of your head reaching for the heavens. When you're empty of breath, maybe you can twist a little bit more. Lift your right arm alongside your right ear. Turn to center. Place your left hand alongside your hip and then stretch to the left. And reach. Feel the stretch from your fingertips to your hips. Send your right arm up, hand, fingers reaching for the sky. Look up at it to release your neck. Then swing your arm around. Place the palm of your hand on the mat behind you, and then your other arm should swing around to join it and open up your heart. You'll be at a slight diagonal. Your spine should be pretty in line. Yeah. Spring off your fingers to come up to your mountain spine. Send your right arm around to take your left knee and turn to look over your left shoulder. Nice twist. Energizing twist. And remember, your inhales and exhales are active with movement. Bring both arms up alongside your ears, twist back to center, send your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers, yoga mudra, and send your knuckles to the mat behind you, baby back bend. Inhale, and then on an exhale, and allow the exhale to come with you. You're still exhaling as you fold over your legs any amount. So keep that exhale nice and long and moving with your forward fold. And then inhale all the way back up. Release your arms, shake them out. Okay, good. Send your legs out in front of you, shake them loose. Rotate them. Make sure I can tell if you can see me. Okay. So let's come to Dandasana, hands alongside our hips, fingers pointing forward, elbows back behind us. Reaching back, toes to the ceiling, and your legs are energized. So pulse your thigh muscles, pulse them, your calves, your shins, everything will be working, right, in your legs. It looks like you're just doing nothing here. You're doing a lot. Then relax a bit, push your hands into the mat to lengthen your spine. And on an inhale, you're going to lift your arms, bend your knees, keep your feet flexed. Exhale, point and straighten your legs. Inhale, bend and flex. Exhale, point and straighten. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and pause. Right, your knees are bent. You're going to inhale, you're going to engage your abdominal muscles, and on an exhale, you're going to hinge from your hip joint all the way forward, reaching for the outside of your feet, for your ankle, for your calf, whatever you comfortably can reach. And you'll come down over your legs any amount. Doesn't matter how far you go, you're stretching your body still however far you go. And you have to listen to your body. Don't do anything it's going to get angry over. Well, maybe a little. Some of you with stretched hamstrings might want to straighten your legs. Don't force anything. Look up, arms alongside your ears, and unhinge. Bring your hands back down alongside your body. All right. So let's come on hands and knees. So you want to get your knees under your hips, your wrists under or slightly forward of your shoulders. And you're going to wag your tail a little bit, just from side to side, just a little bit. And then come to center, and we're going to do our cats and dogs. Emphasis on the dogs, because I'm celebrating my dogs. And so on an inhale, you're going to curl your spine towards the mat, making a U shape with your spine. Looking forward, sending your heart between your arms. It's not going to go there, but it wants to. Exhale, arch your spine all the way to the sky, loosening up every vertebra in your spine. Inhale to your dog spine. Exhale to cat. Continue at your own pace. The next time you're in your cat spine, you're going to send your hips to your heels, any amount. You don't have to touch your heels, or you can if you can, but that's not a requirement. Send your fingers forward, your hands forward for an extended child's pose. Feel the stretch in your underarms as you walk your fingers away. Then plant the palms of your hands flat on the mat. Going to lift your hips. Now, we do this very often in this practice. So lengthen your legs behind you. And this time you are sending your heart between your arms for a variation of up dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, up dog, right? Inhale, and then exhale, send your hips back. Inhale, come forward again. Turn under your toes. Lift your knees, lift your hips, downward facing dog. So you're in this upside down V shape, your hips on a slight diagonal with the sky. You're pushing the mat away energetically with your hands, your heels coming towards the mat, your chest toward your thighs. Your legs are straight and strong. Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So while you're here, now you can walk your dog. You bend one knee and send the other heel towards the mat. And then you switch. Opposite knee and heel. And feel how it's opening up the backs of your legs. So let that heel that comes towards the mat do some work for you to open up
backs of your knees, all of your calf muscles, and continue. All right. And then come back to your dog. Come forward to a plank, your shoulders over your wrists, you're on the balls of your feet, your heels reaching back. Back to your dog. Come forward to plank for just a moment. You're going to bring your left knee to the mat underneath your hip. You're going to swivel your right foot on the mat. Sole of your foot is on the mat. You're going to fan open to the right. Fingers pointing to the sky. Now you're going to send your right arm alongside your right ear and reach your fingers to the wall opposite your fingers and your toes in the opposite direction for a full side body stretch. Right? And feel that big long stretch. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Turn under your toes, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Bring your right knee down underneath your right hip. Swivel your left foot flat on the mat. Fan open to the left. Send your left arm alongside your left ear, fingers pointing away, and your toes in the opposite direction. Feel your whole side body stretching. And then bring it down. Right. So we're going to come onto our forearms. Yeah. So you're going to work to get your elbows under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. So do the best you can. It's hard to tell where everything is in this shape. All right, and we're going to slide back and forth. I always think of a little matchbox or Tonka toy on its tracks. And then come to a neutral spine, elbows under shoulders. All right. You're going to step your hands. So you might want to walk a little bit back on your mat first. Walk back so that your toes are at the bottom of your mat. And then come back with your forearms down. And then step your hands forward. Step them forward, step them forward. And then you're going to send your torso towards your chest, towards the mat, your ears between your arms. So this is a knee down, downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, but it is the puppy. It is the puppy version. So basically you're doing downward facing dog on your knees. Little puppy. Slide your hands forward of your shoulders, turn under your toe, let that puppy come into its full growth into a downward facing dog, a mama dog, right? All right, so bring your both knees to the mat and come up to stand on your knees. So first we're going to stretch our hamstrings and quads, and then we're going to work on a full upward dog. So you'll see that in a moment, but let's do this first. Walk your right foot away. I just happen to put my right foot forward. It doesn't matter which one you use. You just have to make sure you do both sides. So the farther you walk your foot away, the more you will stretch your quadriceps, your front thigh muscles on the opposite leg as we reach our arms back behind us and then slide your hips and your arms forward, fingers to the sky, open up your heart. Inhale, exhale, bow over your straight leg, straighten your leg and bow over it. Stretching your hamstring. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, a little humility, bow down. Inhale, rise up, feel victorious. Exhale, straighten and bow. Inhale, bring your arms down by your side, your hip over your knee, walk your right foot back, and then bring it back where you found it. Okay. Step your left foot forward. All right, and walk your foot away. Send your arms straight back behind you. Inhale, exhale, send your hips forward, raise your arms, your fingers to the sky. Exhale, bow over your straight leg. Inhale, bend and rise. Exhale, straighten and bow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhale. Pause, bring your arms down, step your foot back, and bring your knee to the mat. Okay. Okay, so this is James. That's little James from our ant colony. And all right, and he's kind of asking me to save his life, so I'm doing that. Okay. So one thing I want to do before, once again, before we come to our up dog. So put your hands in front of you, straight arms. You're going to send your hips forward to one side, then all the way around. So you're making circles with your hips. You can go as far back and as far forward as you like. You can send your hips all the way to your heels before you go around, or you can make little circles, whichever you prefer, whatever works best for you. And you might want to put some padding under your knees if this is bothering your knees. And then come forward and then go the other way. Good. Okay, one more round, and then when you're forward next time. All right, so let me show you first, those who have never done up dog before, the full version of up dog. Might want to watch me first, otherwise do it with me. So come to a down dog. Okay, so you're going to come forward, sending your shoulders over your wrist, but you're going to keep going a little bit more and a little bit more so you could turn over your toes, coming on the tops of your feet, your heel, your knees are away from the mat, and your heart is indeed now between your arms fully. Inhale, exhale, turn over your toes, downward facing dog. Let's do that once more. And this time everyone can join me. So the trick of this is to keep going past your shoulders when you come forward. So come to your plank and keep going, keep going, keep going. So you could turn over your toes and look forward, upward facing dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Bring your knees to the mat, shake out your wrists, right? Been on our wrists a lot. And bring the backs of your hands together and bend them in the opposite direction and shake them out. And here's Leo. Okay. Leo, get out of here. Okay. All right. So come back to hands and knees. You're going to send your right leg back behind you, coming on the ball of your foot. You're going to lift your right leg up, hip high. Yeah. And then send your left arm alongside your left ear. If for any reason this balance is not working for you, just bring your arm down, right? Otherwise, we do this almost every class, right? Okay, so we're going to put a little flourish on it. This, by the way, is called in modern yoga, they've given it the name of a bird dog because it looks like a pointer. Bend your right knee, send your right foot over to the left a bit so that you can reach around with your left hand and grab your foot, and then bring your knee back in line with your hip and look forward. I think this looks like a pointer dog also, or some kind of a dog. I'm doing dogs today, so everything's a dog. Release. Send your hips to your heels for a moment. Take a breath. Reverse the fold of your wrists. And then come back up onto hands and knees. Send your right leg back behind you. Lift your leg hip high. Right arm reaches. You're looking forward, you're spying your target. You're going to bend your left knee, send your left foot over to the right so you can easily take hold of it, and then look forward. Release your dog and come to a child's pose. Let's take a couple of breaths here. And let's come back up to table Padmasana. Right. Let's do our bird dog once again, and then we're going to add a core strengthener. So lift your right leg, left arm reaches out. Now you can do this core, so let's everybody do this together. Bring your hand down first. We're going to do two versions. Bend your right knee, bring it underneath your chest, bring your nose toward your knee, and then lengthen your leg, look forward. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen. Bring your knee back down. Let's do the other leg. Lift. Bend. Draw your knee hovering underneath you, your nose to your knee, and then lengthen on an inhale. Exhale, curl. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, and then bring it down. So, all right, so for those of you who wish to come along using more limbs, send your right leg back behind you, or else you can do what we just did. Again, lift your right leg, left arm reaches alongside left ear, bend elbow, bend knee. Inhale, exhale, curl, elbow to waist, knee to nose. Lengthen on an inhale, exhale, curl. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and pause. Shake out your wrists. Okay. Other side. Left leg goes back. Lift it hip high. Right arm reaches. Bend, bend. Elbow to waist, knee to nose. Stretch. Exhale. Stretch, inhale. Curl. Stretch. Curl. And then bring it down, hips to heels. Take a few breaths. Come back up to Tadasana, to the table. And bring your forearms down to the mat, just like we did earlier. Then you're going to send your right leg back behind you on the ball of your right foot. Right. And then you're going to send your left leg back behind you on the ball of your left foot for a forearm plank. And then you're going to inhale, slide forward, exhale, slide back, inhale, slide, exhale, heels move back, come back up onto your tiptoes and slide back and forth. When your shoulders are over your elbows, bring your knees to the mat, turn over your toes, bring your belly to the mat for Sphinx pose. Looking over your dominion, sizing it up. Send your left fingers to your right elbow. Roll over onto your left side, one leg on top of the other. Your right hand in front of your belly or your hips. For support, that's your little kickstand. And you're going to do some leg lifts. So you're going to lift your top leg, exhale it down, inhale it up, exhale it down. Do that 6 more times. You know, you can stop at any time. And pause. Right. So shoulder over elbow gives you your best support here. If you're getting weary with that, you can slide your arm over your head and come down onto your arm, your ear on your arm. Otherwise, we're going to continue here. Send your right top leg forward and then let it hover over the other leg and then send that leg back, stretching your hip, going back and forth. 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. And come down. All right. All right, we're going to do the other side. So you just switch. And I'm just going on the other side of my mat so you can see me. But we're starting in our Sphinx. Left fingers to right elbow. Roll over onto your right side. Oh, no, I said that the wrong way. Yes. Let's do that again. So it's right fingers to left elbow. Roll over on to your right. I'm the only one who did it wrong, right? Okay. And you're going to lift. Use your breath with each movement. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. I lost count, so let's stop now. And bring your kickstand back, you're gonna need it. As you send your leg forward and back, 4 more times. And leg over leg. Roll over onto your belly. Place one hand on top of the other, your elbows moving apart, your forehead on your hands. Your hands are your pillow. And then rock your hips from side to side. So this pose that we're in right now, if you bring your legs a little bit close together, they don't have to touch, but just a little closer, so that you're creating the tail of Makarasana, the crocodile pose. You're gonna inhale, open up your jaw. Look forward, exhale, bring the crown of your head to your hands so that your shoulders are rising up like a little bit of a cat arch. Inhale, a little bit of a dog arch. Exhale. Can't accuse me of not taking every opportunity to bring a dog in. Inhale, and then rest your forehead on your hands. Lift your head and shoulders. Bring your hands around alongside your breasts. Your nose to the mat. Just kissing it. You're going to lift head and shoulders without pushing your hands into the mat for a baby cobra, a baby bhujangasana. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, so now we're going to go for King Cobra. Push your hands this time into the mat. Make sure your arms are alongside your ribs, your elbows reaching back, or as close as you comfortably get them. Your shoulders down. You're going to push into the mat. Lift your chest. Come up. Pubic bone stays on the mat. So more than likely, your elbows will stay bent. Bhujangasana. You can push into the mat a little bit with your hands, just so that allow you to drop your shoulders a little bit more. Inhale, exhale, come down to the mat. We're going to do that one more time because that was a king. We have to get a queen in here, right? And on an inhale, Bhujangasana. Inhale. Exhale, melt your torso down to the mat. Release your arms alongside your body and just rest for a moment. Bring your hands under your shoulders, push into the mat, come up onto your knees, and we're going to make our way up to stand.
Okay. So if you have blocks, have them handy. Okay. So let's start, as always, coming to Tadasana, our mountain pose. Right. Pushing your feet into the mat so that your feet are rooted on the earth, into the earth. Crown of your head reaching up to the heavens, send your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let your arms fall comfortably by your side, the mountain, Tadasana. Bring your belly to your spine, meaning engage those abdominal muscles to lift your ribs, to make you taller. Chin level with the earth. Inhale, gather the energy from the sun and bring it down to your heart. Inhale, gather. Exhale, prayer. Inhale. Anjali Mudra, hands together, bring it down to your heart. Okay. Come to the top of your mat. Come back into your mountain. Inhale. Exhale, fold over your legs. Your knees can be bent here. Inhale, halfway. Arms can be streaming alongside your body or on your shins or on your thighs to help extend your spine, crown of your head reaching away, tailbones or sits bones moving back behind you. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat or blocks. Send your right leg back behind you. Low lunge. Square your hips. You're facing forward. If you're using a block, place the block on its lower edge and your hand on top of that block. Otherwise, your hand will come down to the mat. Bring your left hand to your left thigh. Again, make sure your hips are square, that you don't have one hip sticking out or the other. Right. So left hand to left thigh, and then twist, sending your belly button toward your thigh. You may find with the block, if you're using one, makes this twist a little easier. Gives you a little bit more room. And then once you twist it as far as you can go, extend your arm. Bring your hand back down to the mat. Move your block out of the way, hands on the mat, downward facing dog. Step your left foot back to meet your right. All right. So we're going to come forward to a plank. And everybody knows that there are three versions of plank, side plank. So I'm going to start with the supporting side plank. Step your right leg out to the side of the mat. Swivel to the outside edge of your bottom leg and fan open to create a supported side plank. Bring your hand down, step your leg back, downward facing dog. In your down dog, you're going to send your heels as far to the mat as you comfortably can. And you're going to shift your forward weight to your right hand. Send your left hand to your right calf or thigh, whatever you comfortably reach, maybe even your ankle, and look under your right arm. Return your left hand to the mat.
Now we're going to come forward from down dog to our up dog. So we're going to come forward. We're going to keep going, keep going, keep going. Turn over your toes, upward facing dog. Turn over your toes, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Take opposite elbows with your hands, and you can swing just your arms side to side, or you can let your hips get involved and swing around to both sides. Then come to center. Release your arms, fly out and up. And take the prayer and bring it down to your heart. Okay. Everybody ready for the other side? I can't see without my glasses. Okay. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Left leg goes back. Take a block in your left hand if you have one. Make sure all 10 toes are pointed forward. They're facing forward, right? So that helps you to get your hips square. Bring your right hand onto your right thigh. And remember, your knee is over your ankle or behind it, never forward of when you're in a weight-bearing pose like this. Right. Twist. Right. And then extend your arm. Other way, Mike. Yeah, there you go. Much easier that way, right? All right. Good. Bring your hand down, remove your block, step to downward facing dog. So we are going to come forward to a plank and then swivel to a side plank. So this time you want to step your feet a little farther apart. You're going to come forward to plank and you're going to swivel onto the outside edges of your feet and fan open to the left. If you wish, you can stack both legs. So there's your third variation. Downward facing dog. All right, shift your weight to your left hand and reach with your right hand for your calf, your left calf, and look under your left arm. Could be your thigh, whatever you comfortably reach. Back to dog. All right, here we go for our up dog. Down to upward. Keep moving to turn over your toes for an up dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, and you could do that with 1, 2, 3 steps. So it could be 1, 2, use your hand to help, 3. Should have done that the first time, right? Okay. Step forward. Uttanasana, and this time do whatever you want. Just hang out here in this fold for a while, a few breaths. A little inversion. Then fly out and up and down the center line. Okay. I see we're running out of time, so Let's just take a breath in Tadasana just for a moment before we come down to the mat. So I'm going to take you down to the mat in a slightly different way than we usually do. You might want to have a blanket for the arches of your feet. So you're going to step the balls of your feet in front of the blanket and the arch, so your foot is on the arch. So double it up, Mike. It's better if it's doubled up. No, the other way. Yeah. Yeah. That's too much. Okay. Okay, you got it. That's good. All right, good. And then send your feet to the edges of the mat. Your feet can be slightly turned out, right? And some of you may prefer to do this without the blanket, which is perfectly fine. And you're going to begin very gradually. We're going to come down, come down, come down. We're going to come to Malasana, which is the Garland Pose. Come down, and you're going to come as far down as you can comfortably go. So I need my feet a little wider here. So if it's easier for you to have your feet wider and come off the blanket, then do that. So your hips are reaching for the blanket. You're going to bring your elbows inside your knees and your hands in a prayer. Good, good, excellent. Bring your hands to the mat and make your way down onto the mat. And when you get here, get down, you're going to be in Dandasana, which we did earlier, much earlier, before we were all nice and juicy, all nice and agile, right? Okay. Bend your knees slightly, bring your arms up alongside your ears. Inhale, exhale, send your whole torso forward with a flat back. When you've gone as far as you could with the flat back, you can just curl over your legs. This time, straighten your legs. Or not. Or not is always an option. Uttanasana, the Western stretch, exposing your moon side to cool off that hot sun. Look up, arms alongside your ears, look forward. Inhale, unhinge. Bring your arms down alongside your body. All right. So if you have a block or a blanket handy, bring it within arm's reach. So we're going to come down on our back, all the way down on our back. When you get there, your feet are on the mat. You want to lengthen your spine, lift your hips ever so slightly, and send them towards your heel, just a little bit to flatten the curve of your back. All right, just to lengthen your spine. You're going to push your feet into the mat, lift your hips, slide a block or a blanket or nothing. You can do this directly from your mat. Under your sacrum, which is right below your waist. And then it's the flattest side of your block, and then send one leg up and the other leg up. Now, you've heard me say this dozens of times. I'm going to say it again. You have this pose is Viparina Karani, which is legs up against the wall. And so your legs should be in the position as if they were leaning against the wall. So you don't want them all the way near your nose. You want them to be directly over your hips. So that if your hips and your backs of your legs are against the wall, that's where they'd be. And just relax. Just relax. Now you can come out of this at any time, or you can stay a little bit longer. Yeah. It's good to have a clock with the second hand on it. It's so cool. So you can have a full minute. Otherwise, I'm just guessing. All right, bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat, lift your hips if you have anything underneath, remove it, and make your way into Shavasana. So one leg, then the other leg. Relax your legs totally. Your arms alongside your body. Rotate your arms from the shoulder socket. So rotate them so that the back of your arms, the back of your hands are on the mat or probably on the floor. Your fingers are curled, they're cupped towards the sky like little cups of gratitude, receiving and giving gratitude, being grateful for the little things. And with every breath in Shavasana, do that for yourself. Think of one thing in your everyday life. Now, it doesn't have to be big, or it could be big, but something, maybe there's the smell of the morning coffee, little things that you're grateful for. And it could be the same thing that you hold on to with every breath to recognize your gratitude. Or you can, with each breath, think of something else. Allow your body to totally relax so that you can assimilate all the energy that you've generated, letting everything reset as you breathe toward gratitude. Take a deep breath and let it go. Roll your head from side to side to begin reawakening your body. Make gentle movements with your hands and feet. Send your arms overhead, your feet in the opposite direction for a full body stretch. And bend your knees, bring them into your chest, hug them. And if that's uncomfortable, hug the backs of your thighs. Yeah. And roll from side to side to massage your back. Then come to center, release your legs, and let's roll over onto our sun side. That would be the right side, into a fetal position so that we could, cool the hotness of today's sun by exposing our left side, the moon side. Beautiful night air. The glorious blue moon that we've just experienced. And when you're ready, come up to sit, your hands to your heart. Take a breath and let it go. If you are leaving now, if you need to leave before meditation, I wish you a glorious day, and I am grateful for your being here today. If you're staying for meditation, please make yourself comfortable. Get comfortable on your blanket or move to a chair where it might be more comfortable so that your feet can be touching the earth in a position of foundation of groundedness, of being grounded. So whether it's your hips and legs connecting with the earth or your feet. Close your eyes and begin to focus on your breath. Follow your breath as the cool air enters, as your lungs expand, and as you release all the toxins with your exhale. Bring your awareness to your heart center. Feel the beating of your heart. Remembering that throughout this meditation, if you're distracted in any way, return to that journey of your breath to help you come back into the meditation. Do not struggle with thoughts that come to mind. Just acknowledge them and let them go. So in our meditation, with our awareness in our heart center and feeling the beat of our heart, we are going to, from our heart, write 4 letters. And the first one is to ourselves. Thank you to myself. Dear body, thank you for taking me where I wish to go. Thank you for all of my senses, allowing me to feel, see, hear, taste, and smell. Gifts that enrich my everyday experiences.
feel your heart beating. Thank you, dear heart, for every beat, for your nourishing rhythm. And thank you to all of my vital and intricate inner network for giving me life. Thank you, dear body, for being so unique, like a work of art sculpted just for me. Thank you for keeping me whole and alive inside this beautiful place so I can live this precious life. The next letter is to the earth, to Mother Earth and to the heavens, to nature. Thank you, dear Mother Earth, for embracing me and weaving me into your precious ecosystem. Thank you for the sunrise that fills me with hope, for the colors you paint all around me, the greens, browns, reds, yellows, blues, and all the hues in between. Thank you for the rain that nurtures our flora, for the rainbows that color the sky, for the food you give us so generously. Thank you for the snow that shimmers like frosting and invites children to play. Thank you for the sunset that calms my heart. Thank you for the evening sky filled with sparkling stars that tickle my eyes. And thank you, dear moon, for illuminating the night sky so I can see through the darkness. Thank you for your tides that keep us on an even keel and close to the earth, our home. And now to every person, every creature who I have ever known, to those with whom I have clashed, as well as those who I have loved deeply. Thank you for the lessons you taught me that allowed me to grow. Thank you for your unconditional love, your patience, your guidance. Thank you for making me laugh, for sharing my tears, for listening to my heart, for making me stronger, for challenging my beliefs, my instincts, for contributing to who I am today and who I will be tomorrow. And our last letter is to the divine spirit, whatever that may mean to you. Thank you, divine spirit, for filling me with infinite love. Thank you for keeping me safe, for holding me close. For shining your light deep inside of me, for giving me courage and letting me know how powerful I am. And with your love and your light, I will thrive. Bring your awareness back to your heart center. And just take a moment to think of anything else you may wish to bring into your gratitude practice. And perhaps you'll say these words, Dhanyavad, which means I deeply feel gratitude. Dhanyavad. Bring your hands to your heart. Bow your head. And as you lift your head, open your eyes until they are fully open and your head is erect. I am so grateful for all of you. Dhanyavad.